Leaky roofs, balconies falling apart, excessive animal waste in the yard, and faulty electrical wiring. Just a few of the problems Fargo's housing inspectors find. Picking an apartment can be overwhelming, especially in the Fargo metro area. With a low occupancy rate of 5%, if you snooze, you lose.
But imagine the nightmare when your new apartment turns out to be a dud or worse, a safety risk. Valley News Team's Christina Craig did some digging to find out which apartment units have the most violations and how inspectors work to keep you safe. Christina?
After receiving numerous whistleblower calls from some of you around the valley regarding deplorable housing conditions, we wanted to know what housing inspectors constitute as a problem. And while people tend to complain about the larger apartment companies, we found that they aren't the ones that rack up the most violations. I sat down with Fargo's housing director and pulled 600 apartment records solely from 2014 to 15 to see which apartments were slapped the most violations. But the paperwork didn't end there. We dug deeper, sorting the more severe violations apart from the easy fixes in an effort to compile Fargo's more troublesome apartments. Faulty fire alarms are one of the more common problems Fargo inspectors see. It's one of the many violations typically caused by the tenant property owners get dinged for.
I've been in some where there's been holes in the floor and you know, things where often it's a tenant that's done some serious damage inside.
But that isn't the case in this stack. 600 reports would prove otherwise.
This is going to have some problems.
Big ones?
Yeah.
A crumbling foundation, water-damaged ceilings, weakened treads of a stairwell, and an extension cord passing through a window which could be a potential fire hazard were just some of the major strikes at 118 University Drive North. This apartment rings in with the most severe violations on our list, 16. And the slew of problems is a concern tenants have picked up on. To create a balanced story, we gave a call to the property owner, Jerry Bowles. He declined to talk to us on camera, but says when a problem is brought to his attention, he doesn't hesitate to fix it. However, the department says, since their initial inspection, not all of the problems were patched up.
Yeah, we've seen a few wild things. There was one woman, I hope she rests in peace because I think she's dead. She had 112 cats in her house. Not all of them were live.
It's frightening, but Fargo's inspections administrator Ron Strand has seen it all.
I see the really bad ones when we're going to have problems with them or they end up going to court. I see those.
Weighing in with 10 critical violations, and second on our list is 719 10th Street North. Areas of the roof were poorly constructed and missing soffit, leaving the rafters exposed. Electrical hazards were not up to code and deemed unsafe. And
so here's another one. This is paint peeling, siding detached, missing, stucco or brick crumbling. Are just some of the more severe violations.
We were able to get a hold of property owner Douglas Stensgaard, but he didn't want to comment. A re-inspection report states the second time around, even more issues were found.
Very few of these are going to be new buildings. We don't go out for the first 15 years after they're built because we figure, they should be okay.
And their methods hold true. It's why many of the older buildings need a bit more upkeep and typically rack up more issues that take time to fix. Damaged siding, a guardrail missing where required, and plastic foam insulation exposed, which can be a major fire hazard, are just a few of the problems at 1333 10th Street North. They total in with 10 offenses. Owner Charlotte Wiesel tells us she recently bought the property last year, knowing it was in rough shape. Since the report, she's poured in nearly $6 grand, remodeling the interior, repainting the siding, repairing the crumbling walls, and her laundry list goes on.
For the most part on most of the rental properties, it's going to be things like smoke detectors, fire extinguishers, safety items like that. We also look to see if there's things that are broken that should be fixed.
All too often, the Fargo Housing Department brings property owners who don't comply and make the necessary changes to court. This year alone, they have 7 ongoing cases. It's all an effort to keep you safe in your home and prevent a possibly dangerous situation. Steph?
All right, Christine, an eye-opening report. Now, with rapid apartment growth and nearly 20,000 apartment units sitting all throughout Fargo, Inspectors are only able to review about 1/8 of those each year. And now if you'd like to review the full list of Fargo's worst apartments, visit our website, valleynewslive.com.